So, for some people that don't know, the US and Iran talked last week and came to a general agreement. They haven't agreed really on anything, they just had a general agreement and talks went good. But while all that was going on and those headlines were coming up, I was paying more attention to the headlines of like Khomeini saying that they can put our aircraft carrier at the bottom of the sea, and Trump saying they're going to make a deal because they can't handle the consequences, or however he said it, they don't want the consequences of not making a deal. So then a couple of days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, a US fighter jet shot down an Iranian drone. Okay, well, we're scheduled to have more talks Thursday this week with Iran on, long range ballistic missiles and nuclear capability. Then you turn around and Trump basically says the clock's ticking. Y'all either make a deal or I'm going to strategically strike Iran to bring you to the table, put you on your knees and bring you to the table. And now Iran's saying that if that happens, basically you're not going to give us an ultimatum or we're going to respond ferociously, is how he said it. So I guess what I want to know is, what does everybody think us striking them would look like, and then a strike back? Like, what would their response be? Does anyone think that this is just another saber rattle before talks? Is it going to go anywhere? My main concern is Trump's bullheaded and he will strike them. He's done it before. Like, why wouldn't he? Although Iran says they can't reach the U.S., they will strike at places within the region where we have military bases and things like that. So, what's that look like? What's that cause? What's the retaliation from the U.S. when that happens? I mean, are we going to strike back after that? Is it going to be one of those tit for tat strikes, or is Iran saying, go ahead and try, bud? We'll hit you back? I mean, do we hit them hard enough that they can't hit back, or do we just strike them a few? I mean, that's because no one with a logical mindset wants Iran to have long range missiles or nuclear capability, because they're not stable. They're not a country that really likes anyone around them. If you they don't like their own people. But this all started over humanitarian stuff. I mean, I don't want to see a war. I don't want to see strikes because, like it or not, there is collateral damage, and I don't wish harm on innocent people over there just minding their own business, which I know we try to limit that, but there's still collateral damage in every war. There's collateral damage. People know that. I just wonder what would we target? Will we target military bases, silos, places where we think they're enriching uranium, airfields? And in retaliation, I mean, I'd say Iran's got terrorist cells already embedded in the U.S. I mean, they could just open up a dirty bomb somewhere right here in the U.S. I mean, that's a chance we're taking. That whole conflict there. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what Trump's best strategy is. I mean, I know we have a show of force, and we've been showing force. Our military presence in the Middle East right now, out in the Gulf, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty significant. So, I mean, would Khomeini, would he fire on one of our aircraft carriers out there? Good possibility. And then what's that look? What kind of retaliation is that? I think if do you think Khomeini has the balls to fire on the USS Abraham Lincoln? You're talking that would be a ballsy move, because we would hit back hard on that one, I do believe. If they hit or even fired upon it, I think we would definitely get carried away with our response to that. But I mean, he did make his threats, and he tested missiles in the Strait of Hormuz right before the meeting. Sometimes I think they just do this as a dick measuring competition and to rile up their own people to get them behind them. We're tough, they're tough, blah, blah, blah. Before they go into these negotiations, I think they do this as like I want to be tough guy right beforehand. But like Trump will order strikes, and I'm just wondering what he's going to target. Of course, we're not going to know until after it's done. I mean, militarily or strategically, I think I'd want to hit critical infrastructure, put them on our knees. I mean, of course, he's got more intel than I do, but I'm saying critical infrastructure for a reason. You don't have power or anything like that, your people's gonna get pissed real quick. You're gonna come to the table and make an agreement. My that would be my strategy. It might not be, sanctioned. Could be considered, it's not a war crime the first time. That's what a guy I watch says. It's not a war crime the first time. Hit all their critical infrastructure. Anything that supplies power, brings them power to where they can actually, enrich the uranium and stuff. Hit it. If it takes out, if you hit like spots in the power grid, like EMP it, or just sabotage it, hit it with a small missile or something, to where they don't have power to like 90% of their region that has power, where they need it. And then hit their backup generators if you know where that shit's at. Put them like you can't enrich your uranium. Your people are out of power and they're pissed. You might want to come to the table, talk. You know, that would be my that would be my I guess you want to say targeting. When Khomeini can't charge his phone to make, you know, X tweets at Trump and try to be tough guy, and his people's pissed, like the entire population's pissed because they don't have lights. They'll topple the regime for you if that's the way you want. I don't know. That would be what I would do. Because if you don't have the power, like I said, if you don't have the power to enrich it, maybe I'll take some flack for that. You didn't say anything hard enough, but that's what I think. I think you should hit their electrical grid. That's what I'd target. I'd hit their electrical grid, military bases, airstrips. Hell, I might hit anything they got that can go into the water. You've threatened our aircraft carriers. Let me hit all your shit sitting out there on a dock somewhere. Blow it to shit. Blow your airstrips to shit. Blow your bases all to shit. And then wipe out your electric. Then you'll come talk to me. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. I just don't know what Trump's going to do, though. I don't know what Khomeini's going to do. Is Khomeini going to shoot first and ask questions later? I mean, he's made an awful lot of threats, but I don't know. Trump gave him 10 days. Do you think we're gonna get to? I don't think we're gonna get to the 10 days. I really don't. I think he's gonna strike him before the 10 day. I think if I had to guess, if Trump is gonna strike him, tactically, I'd say it'll be like being that they're gonna go to another meeting on Thursday. I'd say he hits him Wednesday, shakes him up a little bit right beforehand. I'm just curious to know what he hits. Like I said, I would do military bases. I would do their electrical grid. I'd do backup generators to like their military plants or where you think they're building missiles or enriching uranium. I'd hit that shit without a doubt. But I would definitely knock out the power grid. And then I'd tell him, I'll help you fix your power grid. No ballistic missiles, no uranium enrichment. Because they don't need long range ballistic missiles. Believe you me, they would fire on us. But I'm just wondering what the if we do hit them, what the response will be. Where are we going to hit them, and then what are they going to respond with? Like, what are they going to hit back with? Is anyone else going to get involved? Is this going to trigger a more regional? Like, if it is a regional, if they do strike it, our military bases in the region there, what's that going to look like? What does people think that'll look like anyway? I'm definitely going to keep my eye on it, though. I can promise you that. I'm definitely not letting go of that. But there's other stuff I want to talk about. Imagine that. I like to give my opinion on lots of stuff. I'm very opinionated, per se. But first, if you're watching this and sometimes you don't want to watch the video or you can't watch the video, I am now available on Spotify. I've been available on Spotify for a couple of weeks now and got some episodes up there, and this is going to be one of them. I'm going to try to get more on there. Also, if you want to support my channel, I will leave a link in the description where you can directly support my channel and the work I do. Or you can go over to my sponsor, Dubby, and put in coupon code Matt's Opinion, and it'll save you 10%. And they will support me for you supporting them. Like I said, if you enjoy my audio and you can't really watch the video and you just listen, slide over to Spotify, subscribe, follow, and yeah, you'll get the audio only version of this. So let's get back to it. Oh, did anyone see that 15 Democrats are not going to attend the State of the Union tomorrow? Like, big deal. Who gives a shit? Now we don't have to worry about you guys booing the entire time or just blatantly scowling and having to throw people out like Al Green and ugh. But anyways, yeah, I was reading this that 15 Democrats won't attend the State of the Union address. I guess Hakeem Jeffries gave his caucus an ultimatum. Go in silent protest or don't go at all. Hmm. Well, I don't like Hakeem Jeffries, but I do agree. You shouldn't be disrupting that shit. Just like Nancy Pelosi tearing up the State of the Union address written up behind Trump's back in his first term. But what do you expect out of people that act like children? So I guess, and I've got the list wrote down here, and you'll see me look over at it once in a while so that I can keep it straight of who all these people are, and of course, let you know who they are. So on the list, the very first one on the list actually is Maryland Representative Chris Van Hollen, and he is skipping, and he, as usual, someone cue it, is calling Trump a fascist and accusing him of shredding the Constitution. That would be his reasons for not going. Yes, yes. You guys call him the fascist and the dictator, yet wasn't your boy Zelensky supposed to have an election 4 years ago, but he in fact declared martial law and there will be no elections until terms are met with Russia. He's not going to make them terms because he don't want to let go of power. But back to what I was talking about. I'm sorry, you all champion him, and he's doing exactly what you accused Trump of doing, and he's basically a Democrat, just like you guys. Anyways, yes, Maryland Representative Chris Van Hollen is skipping the State of the Union due to Trump being a fascist, and he is shredding the Constitution. Washington Senator Patty Murray, who skipped last year's address, says she'll be meeting with other constituents hurt by Trump. Oh man. Oh, they. She must be going to go to a ICE detention facility with one of them therapist dolls. Here, show me where Trump hurt you. Show me on the doll where Trump hurt you. Sorry. Oh. Oh man. And she claims that the State of the Union is Trump is spitting in the face of the law. Hmm. Okay, well, have fun with your detainees, your therapy doll. We won't miss you at the State of the Union. Oh, man. Also, Oregon Senator Ron Wyden he will opt to go to a different event called the State of the Swamp at the National Press Club. Hmm. Must be checking in with his big time donors and lobbyists and progressive groups like Media's Touch and MoveOn.org, where they will strategize how to spread hate and all the ways to call Trump and his supporters fascists and Nazis. Yay! So, also on the list from Massachusetts, Ed Markey, from Oregon, Jeff Merkley, Chris Murphy from Connecticut, Tina Smith from Minnesota, Yasmin Ansari from Arizona, Becca Ballant of Vermont, Greg Kassar from Texas, Veronica Escobar from Texas, Pramila Jayapal from Washington, and Delia Ramirez from Illinois and Bonnie Watson Coleman from New Jersey will also not be attending the State of the Union. I don't think anyone is bothered by that. Yet I just gotta ask the question about these simple minded Bozos. Isn't it funny that they throw little tantrums like toddlers? Like every time Trump is in office, they do this stuff. They basically do stupid shit during the State of the Union, like tearing up the speech right behind him just because Nancy Pelosi's a disgusting person. But then, like Al Green disrupting it and getting tossed out. It's stupid. It's stupid. That's the only thing I can say that, like, your Republicans and usually your independents, when they go, they just sit there, they clap, they stand, they cheer. And it doesn't matter. They will literally, like, bash anybody that's there with the Republicans. They don't care. They act like toddlers that didn't get their way on everything. It's stupid. Why, can't you put your big person underwear on and go in like an adult and be a productive member of Congress? Like it or not, he is the president. I don't agree with everything he does. I don't agree with everything he says, but I still support him. These people wanting him to sink, you're fucking dumb. That's like being in an airplane hoping the fucking pilot bails out. Like, or being on a ship hoping that it fucking sinks. You're on it. Like, wow. Grow up, you dumbasses. You guys always want to protest this shit. No, I'd rather them just not show up. That's some more of them hate America Democrats we could do without. Go ahead, don't show up. Go see your lobbyist, your constituents in ICE detention centers. I made that part up, but that's if she's going to see her constituents and she's from Oregon. Oh, I'm sorry, from Washington. Close enough. About the same shithole. Yeah, you're going to a detention center to see your constituents. But yeah, where was I? Yeah. I don't I'd much rather you guys not show up than make an ass out of yourself on live TV, sitting there while everybody's cheering on some of the good things going on. I don't know. You guys act like little kids. When you're little kids, you guys just act like little kids, throwing a little bit of a temper tantrum every time something like this happens. What do you guys think you gain from this with your stupid protesting in the halls of Congress, in the chambers? You realize you look like a dipshit, right? Maybe you don't. I don't know. I just thought I'd throw that out there. Gonna be a little quieter in this year's State of the Union, and fortunately, we're not gonna have to see a few Democrats there. Big deal. I just think it's awful disrespectful that they can't go in there, sit down, and listen to a speech about the progress in America. I mean, the Republicans do it. They go in when there's a Democratic president and they sit there. Sometimes they even cheer things that are good for the country that the Democrats did. So I don't know. Democrats can't seem to do that. To me, they're just spoiled little bratty children, and it's better off that that list of people just don't show. I mean, it's just better that they don't come. I hope Ilhan Omar and AOC don't show either. Hell, why don't all the Democrats stay home? Be a better looking State of the Union, I'm quite sure. I could do without seeing the camera pan around and seeing some dumbass like oh Bernie Sanders sitting over there about half asleep. Mad at the millionaires and the billionaires until he was a millionaire. Now he just hates the billionaires. Oh, I gotta quit. I don't do very good impressions, but no, my opinion is it's better off that, if they know they can't keep their mouth shut and not stage some sort of stupid stunt, then, I think for what it's worth, I think Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries made the right call. Either show up and be silent, keep your mouth shut, or don't show up at all. I will give him props for that. Good job. I still don't like you. I still think you're an asshole. But good job. Good call on that. Anyways, um, yeah, that's about it. That's about it. I don't know where the war in Iran's going to go. We got crybabies not going to show up to the State of the Union, and it's better off for it. Are we going to strike Iran? Is Iran going to strike back? Is Iran going to strike first? And how many more Democrats are going to stay away from the State of the Union? Time will tell that tale for both those stories. Well, if you enjoyed this, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening if you're listening on Spotify. For Matt's opinion, I'm out.